Hello Leo, it's that time again, February now, 2015. I'm Dadhichi Toth from astrology.com.au. Leo horoscope here, the sun sign horoscope of course for the month, where we take a look at some of the different aspects that are forming for you. Looks like we've gone a little bit fuzzy here. We're back in focus. Sorry about that. Your ruling planet, the sun, and Mercury in the 7th house. This constructs some beautiful energy as far as business partnerships and marital relationships are concerned. And straight off the bat, we see that on the 4th, a full moon with the moon in your sun sign conjoined with Jupiter is excellent in conveying some heartfelt energy to your meaningful other. Some astrologers are of the opinion that the oppositions can create some conflict, but with the combination of the moon and Jupiter, whatever conflict you have there, I think, will work out to your benefit and the benefit of your partner. We see at the same time the conjunction of Venus to Neptune in your 8th house of sexuality, along with Mars there, and that conjunction will also take place within that first few days. And this means that there could be some strong ideals that you're adhering to. Are they working for you, I guess is the question. We often have ideals, we have belief systems, techniques by which we live by and negotiate for a better position in our lives, in our relationships, but often those situations, those techniques that we use don't necessarily work. Maybe they worked for some time and don't work at another time. So it's certainly at this point in your life that you need to reappraise how you are dealing with people, particularly the meaningful others in your life. And having these three principal planets, Venus, Neptune and Mars, in that 8th house, there is a strong focus on your sexuality, the deeper transformative aspects of your being. And when the sun moves there as well, we see on the 19th, just at the time that the new moon is taking place, this tells us a lot about what's coming, not just for the month, but when the new moon occurs, it tells us that there's a whole new cycle commencing. So this cycle for you has much to say about the way you're dealing with your sexual intimacy, matters of privacy, how you communicate your love, for example, through physical touch and the act of sexual conjugation. So all of those things, and these are often taboo subjects, but you will need to discuss that. Your partner may not be wanting to do that because we see the retrogression of Mercury having been there in this 7th house of meaningful partnerships up until the 12th where it moves forward. So it is quite likely after the 12th of February that you can engage that person. They may engage you. They may be finally ready to talk about those things which we shouldn't talk about, but must. Mars moves to your 9th house along with Venus on the 20th and the 21st. Then Venus catches up because it's the faster planet to that full conjunction with Mars on the 24th. So these are interesting days and have to do with your 9th sector. 9th house in some traditions has to do with the father. Western astrologers take the 10th house. We normally see this area as having to do with journeys, travels, educational pursuits. There may be some legal matters here because you've got Mars on that, Aries on that 9th house cusp. With Mars entering that area can sometimes give combative sorts of scenarios. You do have the beneficial influence of Jupiter in your sun sign now, so it's not likely to be anything too troubling. It could be something that rears its head from the past. You may need to deal with that in a timely manner. Don't delay that. And be careful of being too passionate also in terms of your belief systems at this time. Venus conjoining Mars, these two transiting planets on the 22nd of February in this 9th house means perhaps coming into conflict with people who don't have the same belief systems as you. And of course too, the combined influence of Uranus and the past karmic node in that 9th house shows that you may have to revisit the very basis and source of your beliefs at this time. Don't be afraid to do that. Sometimes you have to jettison those old belief systems to make way for a whole new system of living. And that is what is demanded of you right now. The influence of Jupiter is also indicating that, moving through your sun sign and casting its reverse triangular aspect, 120-degree aspect, on that ninth house. It's also in retrogression now. It rules your 5th house and also your 8th house. So these two are spiritual houses relating to karmic matters, and this is a time when you will see this part of your life very much accelerated. Now, I mentioned these transits around the 19th and 20th, 21st, but the new moon, which takes place in the sign of Aquarius on the 19th, is particularly important for you, falling in that part of your horoscope related to marriage, business partnerships, and long-term committed relationships. Something new is developing there as well. For those of you that are not in a relationship, this is a time when you can see that area of your life opening up as well, much to your satisfaction, I hope. The final aspects of the month, 24th, 25th and 26th, the square aspect from the Sun to Saturn. The Sun in that 8th house, that again has to do with money, and Saturn being in your 5th house, that could do with children. It is the house of love affairs, but I've just got a sense for some of you. You may be struggling if you're at that age where your children are moving into the teen years, or even if they're not, maybe some additional expenses that you have to work through at a time when you can ill afford that. Mars is in the triangular aspect, along with Venus to Saturn on the 25th and 26th. These are nice counteractive measures to that Sun square Saturn, which means that you can come up with some constructive ideas there. And because Mars is ruling the 9th house of education, it may just well have to do with something educational with respect to your children. Final aspect there on the 26th, the Sun conjunct Neptune in the 8th house, finishes off the month with a spiritual note, a compassionate note, one in which you may want to do some good for your fellow man, just for the sake of doing it, which is always good karma coming back to you at some time. Do join me here again next month. But in the meantime, astrology.com.au for all your astrological needs, your daily, monthly, yearly readings in depth, and of course the free readings that we have there, absolutely free, lots of them, that you can consult, and our not so free readings with astrological practitioners and psychics like myself and my peers here, all for the taking. Look forward to your company next month. Bye bye.